G'day Pickleball family. First thing to know, as shared on thedinkpickleball.com by its founder Thomas Shields, Curveball stores PPA and MLP merger, players remain unpaid. Well, here we are again. Last week, both PPA Tour PPA and Major League Pickleball MLP stakeholders communicated to me that the merger was a 98% done deal. And yet I pegged it at 50-50. Why? Because I've seen enough to know that until the deal is done, it's not done. And even still, both sides seem to be in favour of the deal and believe it will get done, but not without sorting through this latest twist. So what happened? As we've covered previously, the initial deal looks something like this: $70 million to be injected into the merged entity known as NewCo, or New Corporation or New Company, NewCo for short. $35 million committed by the PPA, $35 million committed by the MLP. Of the $35 million from MLP, Jason Stein, SC Holdings and New York Hustlers, MLP pickleball team, and Al Tylis, DC pickleball MLP team, were to contribute the majority. The NewCo would be operated by PPA and their staff, with current MLP staff folded in. After various revisions, it was determined that the deal would look more like this: $70 million to be injected into the merged entity, NewCo, $35 million committed by the PPA, $15 million cash, $20 million in asset value, $35 million committed by MLP, consisting of $10 million from SC Holdings, Stein, and $10 million from Tylis's group, with 25% liquidation preference, and the rest split amongst the various ownership groups evenly. As lead investors, SC Holdings and Tylis would also earn a 2% management fee and 20% of all profits. The NewCo would be operated by PP and their staff, with current MLP staff folded in. Eventually, the $20 million from Tylis and SC Holdings was whittled down to somewhere between $3 and $6 million, a mere detail at this point. But as the deal approached the finish line, Knighthead Capital Management, Knighthead, a firm founded by Tom Wagner, part of MLP's Vegas Night Owls ownership group, offered an alternative. Knighthead will serve as the lead investor instead of Tylis and SC Holdings. Knighthead will not charge the 2% management fee and 20% of profits. Knighthead would reduce the liquidation preference from 25% to 23%. Understandably, many MLP stakeholders are considering the deal, but some stakeholders believe that this isn't feasible. Tylis and SC Holdings already have an agreement in place with Tom Dundon and the PPA, and could resort to litigation were this new arrangement to gain legs. It's worth noting that Knighthead owns approximately 46% of English football franchise Birmingham City FC. As Wagner puts it, the key in investing in distressed is to wait for the opportunities. Tinfoil hat, it wouldn't be the first time that Knighthead Capital Management, known for its prowess in investing in distressed assets, swept in to acquire control of a business that isn't exactly financially stable. The merger was on the doorstep of close, but why blow it up with a slightly different offer? I digress. But wait, there's more. While the newly proposed deal has stalled the merger, there are a myriad of other issues beginning to fester. Player compensation. It's reported that players, agents and attorneys have begun to press MLP executives on why players have yet to receive any compensation. Well, the answer is obvious. The deal isn't done and the cash has not been invested. It's not surprising that players haven't been paid, but that doesn't mean that the players aren't getting impatient. And notably, until the merger happens, all of the player agreements are within the individual entities, MLP and PPA, not the NewCo. As the merger took centre stage, MLP payments to players took a back seat, but the original agreements were signed under the premise that the MLP would be operating independently. We're 18 days into 2024, which means 18 days of pay is owed to players, which means MLP is theoretically in default on all of their player contracts at this point. The talent, some Major League Pickleball owners have wisely pointed out that PPA players aren't required to participate in all MLP events. This devalues the product. As an example, Ben Johns has reportedly only committed to 6 MLP events. Notably, players can opt to swap PPA events for MLP events and vice versa post-merger. But that leaves question marks around which talent will be available. Some PPA players aren't required to play in any MLP events. Moreover, that means any upcoming draft still has plenty of question marks. Do you draft Johns with the number 1 pick if he won't be at every event? Probably not. The deadline that never was. The stated deadline of January 31 is, as we guessed, completely arbitrary. There is no true deadline. But the longer the deal remains in limbo, the less players will feel secure in their futures, and the more they'll start to ask questions and seek comparably stable alternatives. As an example, Leia Jansen, who originally signed with MLP during the talent race, has now committed to the PPA. Why? Maybe because PPA can at least guarantee they will exist in a month from now. Side note, we don't know Jansen's personal motivations for the switch, so take this with a grain of salt. The enticing agreements presented to the players during the talent race were enough reason for many pros to make the full-time commitment, leaving behind their various previous vocations. I'm sure at least some are beginning to question that decision. Closing thoughts, the general consensus seems to be that for MLP, it's merger or bust. There is no contingency plan. For MLP to exist beyond a failed merger, they'll need to come up with a plan. The PPA will persist in either scenario, though it is noted that PPA executives indicate that the merger remains the best solution for all parties. And if you made it this far into the update, please be sure to dink that like button and rate and subscribe on the platform you're watching or listening to it on, so that this and future updates can be shared with and found by other fellow pickleballers. Second thing to know, as shared by the APP on their website, the Fort established as official headquarters training facility. State-of-the-art facility establishes home for the APP in pickleball's worldwide epicenter. The APP unveiled plans for a permanent home at the Fort in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, making the APP the first pickleball organisation ever to establish an official headquarters and training centre. The state-of-the-art facility, featuring 43 courts and the world's first pickleball stadium, will further support the APP's mission in developing the sport's talent and growing pickleball at all levels. Our new headquarters and training facility provides the APP an incredible opportunity to grow beyond hosting world-class events, said APP founder Ken Herman. The Fort will set the bar for pickleball facilities worldwide and will allow us to further develop the APP into the leading global pickleball organisation. We cannot wait to officially call South Florida, the epicenter of pickleball action, our home. Co-founders Brad Tuckman and Rich Campillo envision the Fort as more than a pickleball club. It's a community hub where pickleballers discover a home away from home and experience the essence of South Florida living. Aligning with the APP was a natural choice, as their vision mirrors our own, to elevate the game while honouring its inclusive roots as a sport for everyone, whether for social play or professional ambition. With the APP playing a central role in our training and development initiatives, we're now even better positioned to establish the Fort as the premier pickleball destination, providing a perfect blend of competition and unparalleled entertainment for everyone, said Tuckman. The APP and the Fort share a mutual vision to support the growth of pickleball and develop the sport's talent at its core. This builds on the APP's reputation as the first and original USA pickleball sanctioned tour by now establishing a regular wide range of year-round programming opportunities tailored to pickleball players of all skill levels and ages. The APP's current plans for growth are highlighted by holding world-class international pickleball tournaments and events for pros and amateurs, junior player development for US and international students, programs for high-performance touring pros seeking structured year-round training, opportunities for aspiring pickleball players from around the world to train, engage with other players, and enjoy a vast array of resources at their disposal, serve as the official training home for the APP Next Gen national team. The Fort will deliver an unmatched pickleball experience. The heart of the Fort is its pickleball club, accompanied by 43 professional courts and the world's first dedicated pickleball stadium, 14 weatherproof courts for play, rain or shine, open and reserved play, clinics, leagues and tournaments for casual and competitive players, pro shop, locker rooms and fitness recovery centre, and a 4,000 square foot event centre and food and beverage options. Located within the 93-acre Snyder Park and adjacent to the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport Port. The Fort is scheduled to have its grand opening later this year in time to welcome pickleball players to the APP's final major of the 2024 season. Third thing to know, as shared on thedinkpickleball.com and staying on the theme of the APP, Chase APP Miami Open to feature inaugural international competition. If you're trying to bring more money to pickleball, it can't hurt to bring in partners who literally make money their business. The APP is partnering with Chase as a founding partner and title sponsor for the Chase APP Miami Open. Scheduled for March 20 through 24, the event is the APP Tour's first major tournament of 2024 and designated as a golden ticket qualifier for the 2024 USA Pickleball USAP National Championships. Remember, it was announced last year that the APP schedule looks a little different in 2024, a minimum of 12 events total. At least 4 of these events will be categorized as APP Tour Majors. At least 8 of these events will be categorized as APP Tour Primary events. APP Tour Majors will feature larger venues, larger draws, and larger prize pools compared to APP Tour Primary events. The Chase APP Miami Open is one of 5 APP Tour stops designated as a USAP Golden Ticket events that will take place in the lead up to the 2024 USA Pickleball Nationals. At these events, all players will have the opportunity to auto-qualify to compete at the 2024 USAP National Championships by virtue of earning a gold medal in their tournament bracket. The 5-day indoor tournament will include the inaugural APP at Atlantic Cup, an event that pits Team USA against Team Europe in the first of its kind international team competition. To celebrate the APP's new presence in Miami, Chase will welcome players, fans, and Miami residents to a special event on Friday, March 22, featuring live music along with delights from Miami's vibrant culinary scene. Full details, including the headlining artist and event venue, will be announced soon. Paddles up.